Hey everybody, welcome back to the Bullhucker podcast. I'm Moose Lundstrom, and we have a special guest today, Matt Gordon. This is usually why I have Matt Gordon say hey, but Matt Gordon just gave me the...
Well, that's true. This is the podcasting medium. I should have said hey.
Yeah, but we're on YouTube right now, but we're also on audio stuff, so...
Welcome to the B106. No, I was trying to...
now we're going to get sued.
Well, what? I'm not going to get sued. She's been on the podcast, hasn't she?
That's true.
Welcome to the Bullhucker Jazz Hour with Larry and Matt. We're here to listen to some jazz, snap and snap. All right.
We also have Brett McRea back from last episode.
Thanks for having me back, bud.
Brett has got 3 great stories, and I'm actually pretty stumped. I think you have a clear-cut one in your head.
Yeah, but I don't want to go first. I'm the guest.
We're gonna paper rock scissors, man.
Why do we? Oh, jeez.
Because you suck at it, bud.
I won the last one.
I know you did.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Now we're in sync now, right? We're gonna do 1, 2, 3, not your.
Not the right way. Yeah. Okay. Whoa.
Dude, you're aggressive.
This guy's like...
He's aggressive.
Can you back up a little bit? Coming at me. It's supposed to be 6 feet apart, man. All right, screw me up.
1, 2, 3.
You ready?
1.
Okay, ready? We're gonna go 1.
This guy's messing with me right now.
Damn it. You lost, man.
Yeah, I'm glad I don't have to go first. Because I'm going to change mine based on what you say.
Are you?
Maybe.
Okay.
I'm just going to wait until both of you say it, and then I'm going to tell you.
Okay, so that's how we're going to do it. So we have 3 great stories from last episode. And before we get started, welcome to the Bullhucker podcast. Like I said, check us out on all social stuff. We're on Twitter. We're on Instagram, Facebook. You can check us out on that. Make sure you like our page, follow us, whatever it takes. We're on YouTube. You can find out the Bullhucker. Make sure you subscribe. Leave a message if you'd like. That'd be awesome. Also, you can hear, if you want to listen to this on a podcast, we're on everything. iTunes, Pandora, Amazon, Spotify, no matter what, check us out on that. If you're watching these, make sure if you're like on Facebook, write in the comments which one you think is the Bullhucker. So we got Brett McRea with us. He's given us 3 stories. Only 2 of them are true. One is completely made up. You didn't borrow this one. You made this one up.
You made it up.
Correct.
Okay. So now we Rochambeau'd about it.
Yes.
Okay. And I have to pick first. There's a shock. So this is tough. This one really is tough, Brett. I'll give you that one. The Black Friday, I think I'm aiming towards. You had talked about how you kept a good relationship with the police. And this was in
Montevideo, Minnesota.
But you said in Ray, Colorado, you kept a good...
No, I have good rapport with everybody. All of my cop friends, it's like, Matt Hardesty and Travis Perry.
Right. Let's get you a little closer to that.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. No, you're good. Yeah, I don't know. That's what I'm aiming towards, but yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go towards, no. I don't know. This one's really tough.
Well, I mean, we could talk about it. You don't got to jump right in on it.
I'm going to take the family fun at the pasture as my Bullhucker.
Really?
Yeah, I think I know dick about farming, but I would imagine, or anything into that, but I would imagine that much cyanide would be hard to come by.
See, I think it was a misdirect. The cyanide was a misdirect. Like I guess, I don't know, Brett from Adam at this point, except that he buys a lot of cyanide and works at Walmart, or used to.
Yeah.
But like, why would you, I mean, it's so outrageous. Why wouldn't it be true is where I just kept coming back to it. You know what I mean?
That's true. I'm going to go with it.
You're sticking with it. All
All
right.
I think Brett likes shooting him too much to poison him. You know what I mean? Like, would you shoot him, Paul?
You're so used to...
How much does that cyanide cost? That's a lot of bullets, Paul.
You have a lot of background with interacting with Brett on Facebook, though, and seeing that he's committed multiple genocides against prairie dogs to know that this is...
but that's... we'll talk about that after that.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a little prairie dog hole with Brett's picture and a bunch of darts sticking in it. That's what's going on.
Dude, okay, so it's like the I Am Legend of prairie dog murderers.
I mean, I don't know. I just my gut tells me to go with that.
That's the one that jumped out?
The cyanide thing's tough to... But we also live in this age to where that's... Nowadays, that'd be tough to come by. That would be almost impossible, I would think, to bring...
I don't even know where... I'd be afraid to Google that and get on the no-flight list.
If you buy a lot of fertilizer nowadays, Homeland Security gets... you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
That's a problem.
They'll look for you,
Yeah.
So if you buy a ton of poo-poo, you know what I mean? All right, that's what I'm going to go. I'm going to go with family fun at the pasture.
Family fun at the pasture.
Matthew, what are you going for, buddy?
See, when I was on the other side of this podcast, I took some time to learn how to lie. And I really looked in the mirror. I was looking at my facial expressions. I was following my hand gestures. And I could safely say that none of that helped me in trying to determine what you're doing right now.
The look on your face is like, oh my God! Like
He figured it out. No,
professional right
there was
here.
no way. I didn't help me at all. But I, like you, was trying to listen for the missteps. And I remember a sentence. You had said, we didn't have security, but you had LP. Is that not security?
Well, not security guards.
I think there's something there. And so I think the Black Friday 2009 story is the Bullhucker.
So
Is that it?
Here's my worry is nobody got by two of us before. So
We'll see what happens.
We don't have the human Adam.
We don't have the lie detector here?
Yeah. So yeah.
Is that your final one?
That's my final answer.
So he's
That's
taking
your
Black
final
Friday.
one?
I'm taking Family Fun at the Pasture.
Yes.
Which one's the Bullhucker,
Final?
Brett?
You got it right.
Yes!
we did have a drunk guy, but none of that stuff. None of that
Adam,
other stuff
I got you, man. I got you. I carry the torch all day, buddy.
I hate you too, Adam. You don't deserve that. That was my first one because of the Ray Police Department.
Yeah,
thing you
yeah.
said, and I thought, I think that was it. But I don't know if you just because you're from Ray and that just was a misspeak.
That was a hell of a good story, though, man. There was
It
a
was
couple
a great
times I
story.
read a
Dude,
couple of these.
yeah,
like,
no, there's been. I made that one up on Black Friday, but I mean, Matt, true story. You want to hear it real quick? True
Oh,
story?
hell yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, so there's a lady that's doing a walkout, and she's probably 55, 60 years
What's a
old.
walkout?
A walkout is where they don't pay for anything; they just walk out with
Okay.
a buggy.
Just leave with merchandise.
So he's clocking this lady, and she's a bigger lady. Matt is 140 pounds, soaking wet, 5'11", skinny kid, right?
Right.
I called him Tapeworm. That was his nickname.
Okay.
What an incredible nickname.
So anyway, she goes outside, and he's trying to grab a hold of her, right? Says, ma'am, you have to come back inside here. And she's winging him around in the vestibule where the carts are at,
Right.
and we're all running out there going, oh, my God, how are we going to stop? It's like,
Right.
it's his stop.
It looks like 8 seconds, like he's riding the bull. Right?
Yeah.
He's riding a bull. Yeah. And God bless him. He was a great loss prevention guy.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Did he take her down?
Yeah, well, no, he finally got her stopped. We finally got,
Okay.
Jamie grabbed a hold of one arm and we all got a hold of her and said, hey, look, you need to come back in.
Right.
Where's your receipt, all that stuff.
Yep.
Protocol crap.
Ah, damn it. So Family Fun at the Pasture is a true story with the
Yeah,
cyanide.
absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah, we had 150 pounds of it, and they were rusty. Those
Wow.
cans were already rusty when we got them, so it's been around for a long time.
Did you buy them from Vlad Bolshevik or something like that?
I'm sorry, I wasn't close enough.
Oh.
But, yeah, no, they had them in storage there at the Lorenzo elevator, and Dad traded them for something. Whether it's whatever, but he came home with 3 containers of this, and my mother was not pleased.
So when it gets wet, is it the fumes that come off of
Yeah,
it? Or they eat it?
yeah. No, it's the fumes that come off
fumes,
of it.
oh.
It turns into a vapor.
Oh, that's
so,
not good.
yeah, it's like phostoxin. You ever heard of phostoxin?
Right.
No.
Phostoxin, you take 3 pills in there and you spray it, and it becomes a gas.
Okay. So,
Yeah, so
That's
we had
crazy.
150 pounds of this stuff.
wow.
Yeah.
Yes, I'll gladly trade Lunchbox for 150 pounds cyanide with you, sir.
And,
Thank you very much.
and the thing is, though, my brother out there, doing the Hare Krishna thing, click, 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 app. My brother's Hare Krishna.
I guarantee if we saw the Hare Krishna, you would recognize it, Matt. It's the
I can't think of it off the top of my head. I don't know why.
Go
Yeah,
and
I
watch
need to-
Airplane. It's the guy. Who's the guy on Airplane that plays it? He's.
I don't remember.
It's fantastic though. Please take this flower. That's the in the airports. And best applicant ever. That poor girl did, huh?
She did.
That's
Yeah.
horrible. That
Dude,
sucks.
and I mean, it was...
That's horrible. That's
it was
horrible.
bad,
I was going to say the pain in your face was speaking volumes during
It was
that story.
bad.
Right.
And she's a really nice lady.
Yeah.
Sure.
And I thought, man, dude, I hit the jackpot with this one because,
Right.
good applicants are hard to find anywhere
For sure.
anymore, right?
Right.
And so this poor girl, I felt horrible for her, and I wanted to give her a chance, I wanted to give her, but I call her the next day, she won't answer the phone.
Would you?
I wouldn't have stepped foot in the building again.
I'm impressed that she stuck around that long. I mean, maybe she thought like, no one's gonna know. So it must have been a shart. She felt it must
probably,
have
and
been a
that's
shart.
why, maybe she had some intestinal issues, who knows?
Whoa,
But,
whoa,
man,
whoa,
she didn't
whoa.
do it on purpose.
Wait a second. I think there might be a deeper story here. What if she didn't do it at all? What if it was somebody else and she sat in it?
There was only one person in there. Dude, I went in there and I pulled back the chair and sat her down. I know there wasn't any shit in there. Dude, it's sitting over there by the CBO computers. Man, it did not smell like that when we went in.
Okay.
I
I
mean-
was just thinking about that, like trying to justify going to the layaway after you just dropped a bomb in a chair in the
Well,
HR
maybe you're
department.
just. I mean, maybe it's one of those things like it happened, and she's like, "Oh no!" Like,
Yeah,
shock.
There wasn't anybody else in the room.
I need this job. I need this to happen.
Desperately
I need to
this
hope this
job.
Brett McRea from Ray guy sense of smell is not on point because
Yeah.
that's what I need more than
That
anything
is
Yeah, it was bad. It was a bad situation.
that's rough.
right here. That's true.
I wonder where she's at now.
Don't know. I'm not friends with her on Facebook. I'm sorry. I'm not friends with her on Facebook or anything like that. But
Maybe in the
I
diaper aisle.
don't even remember her name.
Maybe in the diaper aisle.
You didn't hit the jackpot. You hit the crap pot.
God
Yeah.
dang that, dude. It was, and for Ray to laugh at me like that, dude. I mean, it was, it was funny.
Yes.
You Ray.
Yeah, Ray.
No, that I got to be
Dave-
honest. Every co-manager interaction I've ever had, that was pretty proper policy response as far as I'm concerned.
That sucks, man. That's too bad. So.
Anyway, yeah. So I made the choice and just said, just go home and we'll call you tomorrow. I was trying to think fast on my feet, man, because I couldn't bring her back in. I couldn't bring her back in and have her sit down on
Oh,
anything.
for sure.
They don't have training for that sort of thing.
And the deal is, I worked in retail so long, nothing shocks me anymore.
Yeah,
Right.
seriously.
I mean, you talk about, him having, that lady covered in crap, right?
right.
It's like, I worked at Hobby Lobby, and, my little maintenance guy says, hey, he says, you want to help me clean the bathroom? And I said, well, sure, man. It's like, I'll help you, trying to do the right thing.
Right.
He says, go grab a putty knife and glove up.
Putty knife.
Yeah, no joke. We had to
Oh, my goodness.
scrape it off the walls and stuff.
When I worked at the Wendy's in high school, I was a night manager after high school, and this little old lady came in, and kind of like that, but I don't think it was on purpose. I think she had a massive accident, and then she tried to clean it up, but it was everywhere, man.
Yeah.
I mean, like she had blowed up,
Poor lady.
and
Kind of like you back a heifer up into the stall, right?
yes. And I think it's one of those things where you're rushing to get there, and the pants are coming down. And the angles just,
People are going to watch this and go, oh, my God, they've lost their mind.
Yes.
Yeah. But my buddy Tim, he came. He's like, dude, I'm not cleaning that bathroom. I'm like, yeah, you are. And he's like, come here, man. So we took the hose to it, man. We prison cleaned that thing.
oh, yeah. Hell
so-
yeah.
We had to do that at the Division I store in Sterling.
Yeah. So
That's happened. That's happened, yeah. But you wonder, it's like when these people, when they're coming out of there, it's like they should be covered in some of it. You should see these people coming out,
Yes.
right? And say, that's the culprit.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
Usually it's not the case.
He actually cleaned up pretty well most of the time. We had I wonder if you ever worked with these cameras, but like they were the zoom in cameras
Yeah.
with the joystick toggle, and you'd zoom in on the people as they were leaving the bathroom if they were somebody you were following with merchandise previously. And so like, the scatter lady would go in and do her business and most of the time clean up and be like she was completely normal on the way back out. And we'd go into the bathroom and it would be Jackson Pollock. And you're like, what in the hell happened? How did she
Yeah.
bring her own bag full of stuff to clean up afterwards? But she was always clean like normal.
Yeah, we had the system where you could go in and designate a spot, like, the condoms, when all the condoms were getting stolen
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yep.
And you could go in and just whenever there was movement on that one section, you could go in.
Oh God, this is all taking me back. So many
Yeah.
great stories from Walmart.
Brett, is there anyone online people can find you, or you want to be found?
I've got a YouTube page.
Do you really?
Yeah, I just screw around on my guitars.
That's cool. How do we find it?
Yeah.
It's just Brett McRea.
How do you spell McRae?
MCREA.
Okay. Big C.
It doesn't matter.
Oh.
I don't think so.
Little
I have
C.
to look at my phone.
Little C
I have to
too.
do it. It's MC capital REA, actually.
Okay. Okay.
That's how I spell my name.
Well, check it out, Rick McRae on YouTube. I'm going to check it out.
I'm definitely gonna check it
Play a
out.
little music.
Well, the reason why I did it was because, with all my guitars and stuff, I wanted people to know, like, whoever I give it to, like when down the line, if somebody gets it in my will or whatever, they can look it up on YouTube and say, this is where I got it. This
Yeah.
is the story of it. This is where he found it and all that.
That's
So,
great.
It's kind of awkward, but of all the guitars you have, which one do you leave Matt in the will?
The broken one.
Ouch! Ouch!
I'm kidding. Well, since he won.
Okay. Well, hey, thank you so much, Brett, for coming out.
I appreciate being here, man. It was a good time.
And Matt, thanks for helping out today and covering.
Dude, this was a blast.
Yeah.
Obviously sorry Adam's not here, but glad I could fill in and maybe do just a little bit as good as he typically does.
Yeah, he did awesome. So
It was fun.
yeah,
It was
guys,
fun.
Thank you so much. So, I want to thank everybody for watching once again. So we're going to move on. So stay tuned. We're going to go on to our next storyteller. I believe it's Dencia Kudron. So enjoy that. And I hope you guessed right. I hope you guessed Brett's right. I didn't, of course. So
I did.
You got it right.
I think standard operating procedure is now once
I should have changed it. I should have changed it, but I didn't.
No.
Yeah, it's all right. It's all good.
Once Moose picks it, don't pick that one because that's what I want to say. So anyway, guys, thank you so much. Take care. Peace.
See ya.
All right, well, we're back. So we just got done with the Brett McRea reveal. Once again, I have completely screwed the pooch on it. So Adam Vokey back with us today.
Yep, I ran Matt out of here.
Yes, you did. And Matt got it right, which just kills me. So I'm not going to Adam wants to watch a video because he wants to guess too. So I'm not going to ruin it for Vokey here. You know what I mean? Because he was out of town.
Thanks, Larry.
He was
I
out
love
of,
you too, buddy.
He was out at a convention for midgets and porn and whatever. So he won the coin toss because I wanted to go. You know what I mean?
It was the National Air Sex Championships, dude. Come on, get it right.
Is there such a thing?
There is such a thing.
Do I have to guess the lie on where you were?
You can try.
Because I believe them both.
And if you hear that voice, that's Miss Dencia Kudron, and a good friend of mine and Adam's.
Yes.
Say hey, Dence.
Hello, everybody.
Don't break the fourth wall, Dencia. Don't break the fourth wall. But back to the Bullhucker podcast. If you're watching this and you're new to it, what we do is Dencia's came on today. She's our guest, and she's going to tell us 3 stories today. The trick is only 2 of the stories are true. One is actually is a bullhucker, a fib, a lie, and it's bullshit, right?
Yeah.
So Dencia's been working on them, and I got to be honest, Dencia, your titles are amazing. So
Right on.
But
Good.
before we get to that, we just gave you the ghost tour of the Sands Theater, which we are at the Sands Theater, by the way. Thank you for letting us use it. Brush changer of commerce. And we got you a little freaked out, right?
Yeah, I hated every minute of it. I thought for sure something bad was going to happen. Yeah,
we wouldn't
it's
let
terrifying.
We wouldn't let anything bad happen to you, Dencia.
Okay.
At least not on camera.
Well, Vokey, for much as he mocks the damn things, if it happens to him, I'm like, you have it coming.
I hope it does.
There's no ghosts. I ain't scared at all.
What do you think if you see Adam flying through the air because it throws him? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
That's how I'll be a believer.
Yeah.
It picks me up and chucks me across the room.
Yeah, and you got to change your underwear afterwards.
yeah. Feel like a building flying through the air. You know
I
what
have
I mean?
extras in my truck, so I'm good.
Yeah.
You
Be a
gotta,
good story.
you gotta do it.
Then I'd come on the Bullhucker and tell it.
So what's going on with you lately, Dencia? What you been up to?
Oh, God, I've been so busy. We started back at school,
Right.
so that's good. Like,
And what are you doing there?
I work in the counseling office at the school, at the high school.
Oh, really? You're a counselor.
No.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That is my lie. No, my job is actually scholarships. So that's what I do there.
You,
So like helping with scholarships and when kids don't know what they need to apply for and things like that. That's what I do.
okay.
I have a real job, guys.
Really? Is that tough?
Well, look, I got to be there at a certain time every day. They require that.
That
And then I have
sucks.
to work till a certain time.
That sucks.
That's what I said.
Sucker. I just
Yeah.
stay home. So Dencia came on. We've known each other for a very long time.
Very long time.
We met at the gym.
Yeah,
that-
yes. A very long time ago.
Adam's the other gym. Well, no, that's the gym you were with too. So okay.
Well,
Yep.
I met Dence at the bar, so
Did you?
Yeah.
We did. Oh, because through him.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
At the club when we did the comedy
Karaoke.
show.
Well,
no, it was the comedy show for the alien comedian warrior
the alien
guy.
comedian warrior.
Oh, maybe.
That
I
was
always
like-
remember doing karaoke. And I had like a great song picked out for us. And then do you remember, like, have you ever seen the dirty version of Summer Lovin'? Do you remember this?
No, I don't remember.
Do you know the song? Do you remember?
I don't think so. There's a video on Facebook of you and I singing, though, now that I think about it.
Yeah. Oh, I'm surprised it hasn't gone viral.
I got a mullet in it, so it should. Remember that?
Yeah,
I do
yeah.
remember the mullet
It
days.
was glorious, man.
Uh-huh.
I looked like fat AC Slater. It was amazing.
I thought it was. Yeah. Surprise.
Until AC needs to get into wrestling, stop the eating. You know what I mean? So we met during the gym. And you were one of the trainers at the time. and-
Yeah,
and
yeah.
yeah, we've been telling gym stories in here. So
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I've noticed that.
yeah.
And you guys both worked at Budweiser.
Yeah,
then.
that's where I met him.
Yeah, okay.
It was at Budweiser.
You didn't work at Budweiser, though, did you?
I should have. That'd have been a cool job.
You should have.
Yeah, that'd have been a cool job. I would have loved that job. Yeah.
And we had a lot of history at Dencia. It's actually been fun knowing
It
you.
has
Yeah.
been fun.
Yeah, like roasts and everything else. And yeah.
She was my trainer for a while.
Yeah,
Yep.
okay.
Back in the day before I got a real job.
You and I did a lot of drinking at one time.
Yep. I remember those days.
Dencia and Carrie, what's up, Carrie? Did the most inconsiderate thing possible and moved out of town. So I have nowhere in Fort Morgan, if I'm stumbling drunk, to walk to.
Okay.
Because I just show up at your door every now and again.
If you got to my house now that way, I'd be so impressed.
Would you?
Yeah.
I can do it. I can do it, man.
Be like, hell yeah, I'm making you breakfast.
That's-
That's commendable.
He walked across Vegas drunk one time.
Yes,
so.
I did. It was one day after the bar. It's after a comedy show, and I had no ride home. So I stumbled to Tish and Mike's, who lived over up across the railroad tracks. And I'm like a drunken pigeon. Like I'll get there. I'm gonna get there, but then I'm gonna shut down. I'm gonna pass out. But my zombie mind will get me where I'm going. So I walk in. I just walk into their house, right? Because it's 2 a.m. That's normal. And his daughter Taylor, whom I've never met in my life.
That's not creepy at all.
Yeah, and I just walked in, I looked at her, and I just simply told her, I'm Uncle Larry, and so Mike hears a man's voice and comes running, and she just points at the couch, and I'm at that point I'm out, right? So, and she's like, he's Uncle Larry, and Tish is like, it is Uncle Larry, It's like, what's wrong with him? She's like, it's Friday,
Friday-itis. Is that what it is? Yeah.
So Tish takes my shoes off, you know what I mean? And puts me in the blanket, and she's like, he's safe as milk. Just don't get too close to him, you know what I'm saying? Snores and bites
He's
you.
not going anywhere.
No, he's not going anywhere. So those are the days we used to have back in the day.
Yeah.
Now you're a grandmother.
Yes. I like almost 3 times now.
Wait, where?
Yeah. Yeah.
Who else is having a baby?
Cabri's having another one.
Does she know what causes that?
Well, I was going to talk to her about it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know. But, people said that to me and I hated it. So I'm not going to do it.
Really?
Yeah. And we was it fun? Good.
Cable. Get some cable. That's what it takes. You know what I'm saying? My
COVID.
God,
Yeah.
How many COVID babies are there going to be?
Oh,
Seriously.
God, so many babies. But, I get it. Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. Although I will give this, her grandson has got the best name of all time and space. Wild?
Yeah, Wilder.
Oh, it's Wilder.
It's Wilder. Yeah, Wilder.
I don't like that as much.
Oh, come on now.
I like Wild.
You would, but that's a little bit too much. That's like Apple.
It's not anything like Apple. Apple sucks.
Well,
Wild is great.
Oh,
Every guy, Adam, would you like to be named Wild when you were growing up?
I don't know.
You wouldn't let me name Wild.
I'd be okay with Wilder.
Thank you.
And then
exactly.
Wild for short.
Exactly.
But
I think
Yeah.
you're just kissing your ass.
I
I think
like-
Wild is
Good.
much.
I like Wilder better.
I do
honestly.
too. I do too. You're outvoted, so.
When we were in the 4th grade, C.J. Jones told me his mom was going to enroll him in high school named Turbo. And I remember he said, Mom's going to put my name down as Turbo. And I was so jealous. Like, I thought to myself, my mom sucks. You know what I mean? Like, Mary Lunston wouldn't name me Turbo, but because, I don't move that quick to begin with. So
I got a name like Larry.
Yeah,
Try having a name like Dencia.
that's a great
I
name.
went by all sorts of things.
I know 2 Dencias. That's it.
Yeah, I bet I know the other one.
Yeah.
She's actually named after me.
Is she really? Isn't
for
she
real.
older than you?
No, she's younger.
How's she named after you?
Because her grandmother was the librarian at the middle school, and she always liked my name. And is it Dencia Spicknell?
Yeah.
Yep. She's younger.
And she's named after you.
She's named after me.
Where'd your name come from?
Another Dencia. So this is a funny story. True one.
Okay.
So, I have sisters. I'm the youngest.
Right.
And so my mom kind of named my sisters. And then when I was born, my mom was like, I've named all the girls, so you can name the last one. And so my name's Dencia. So my dad comes in and my mom's like, what'd you name her? And my dad says, I named her Dencia. Well, apparently Dencia was a big old slut. My dad always liked,
Seriously.
yeah. And I was like, I always really liked her. I thought she was a super nice girl.
Is that true?
Yeah, it's a true story.
So Larry scored a little bit of tail.
But
and
my
so
middle
on.
name is after my mom, so he kind of
What's your mom's
brought
middle name?
Diane.
Oh,
So Dencia Diane. So he brought it back.
isn't that Chloe's middle name?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, good God. You're right.
I've been drunk a lot with these people. I'm telling you.
I'm surprised you retained any of that.
Right? That's
You'd be-
scary.
I remember most everything. I just don't admit to half of it. There's a difference. You understand what I'm saying? Like,
Same.
drunken recall comes to me something awful. Like, ugh.
When
Yeah.
we first started doing comedy shows, I'd always give his drunk ass a ride back to Brush. And it got to the point I would just hit the voice recorder on my phone and record him all the way back to Brush. And then the next night, and Sterling got to be like, dude, listen to this.
Oh,
He's
that's
like, you
a
son
dick
of a
move.
bitch. He's
Yeah.
like, what did I say? I go, I don't know. You were the one saying it. I have
Was
no
that
idea.
weird listening to yourself drunk like that?
I try to determine it. Like, maybe it's like listening to your future self, kind of like, you know, there might be some nuggets of like, you know what I'm saying, of knowledge in there. You know, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, all right, I got it.
Yeah.
I have one recording where he told me I have to get a nickname. He's like, we got to get you a nickname,
Adam's too long.
bro. He's like, when they say Moose, they know who you're talking about. Say Adam, it could be fucking anybody.
It's true.
It is true. It is true. I saw something. It was like drunk me and sober me are two different people. Whatever drunk me says, you can't come after that with sober me because we don't know what happened. We weren't there. Yeah. We're
I got
different.
nighttime Larry.
Nighttime
I'm with
Larry,
you.
yeah.
You do have nighttime Larry. That's true. I've seen it. Yeah.
If you ever drink with Moose and he puts his hat on backwards,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Nighttime Larry just showed up.
I've seen that.
It's like the Sylvester Stallone movie with arm wrestling
Yeah, over the top.
where he starts going, dun, dun, like the more pumped up he's getting, like if I look like Will Smith in the '90s, I'm on my way to getting shitty drunk. That's what's
Yeah.
happening right there, you know.
Pretty soon it just goes all the way around.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
Like I'm
completely
slowly
messed up.
screwing it on. That's exactly what's happening. So, before we get to your stories, I do want to bring something up. I should ask you if you want to talk about this. You were on a podcast already this year,
I was. It's a crazy story.
and
True.
it is a true story.
Yeah.
You've heard this. Your
Yeah.
daughters were freaked out because you lived down the house.
Yeah, well, my daughters were freaked out by it, and then I ran into Dencia at the grocery store, and we were talking about it, and she gives me the address. I'm like, no way, I live like a block and a half from that house. So
Yeah.
my youngest was like really cool about it, and my oldest is like, nope.
Yeah.
Can you tell us? Do you want to tell us a little bit?
Sure. Yeah. So do you want me to go through the whole story?
Before we get started, though, I'll tell you it's on radio.
Radio
Radio
Rental
Rental.
is
Okay.
what it's called.
If you want to hear the full story,
Second season,
So episode
episode 11. It's called While You Were Sleeping.
and I feel kind of bad if we're going to talk about it now and you listen to that because it's such a great episode because it's so misleading.
Yes, that is true. Like disclaimer, spoiler alert.
So I knew how it was going to end because you told me the story before, but had I never heard it, it would have went a totally different direction from where I thought. But anyway,
But that's so crazy because like Gage went with me and he said the same thing. He's like, I feel like they're trying to lead it. And I was like, I never saw it going that way in my head. And to me, it was just like so straightforward how it was going to come.
Right.
So, and then I've been reading like some of the things and then they take the top podcasts from it, the episodes or whatever, and then they do what's called a radio rental rewind. And so my story made it. And so
Nice.
in the radio rental rewind, they kind of talk about more into the episode because it doesn't dive completely in. It kind of left some mystery. But yeah, so I was listening to this podcast and then it was like, if you have your own story, submit it. So I reached out to them in like December. I wrote into them and I told them my story. And then I heard back from them like right away. Oh my gosh, we're interested. We want to do it. And then COVID hit, everything stalled.
right.
And then they came out with season 2 in like March and like towards the end of March. And then they contacted me and said, we're going to be in Denver because this particular podcast, they do another one called Up and Vanished, and where they go and they've been doing investigating like unsolved crimes. So they did one out in Crestone. So they were coming out to redo that. So he's like, we're going to be out there. Do you want to do your interview? So I said, yeah. So we did it, turned it around, and it got released on Thursday. And it's been fun. It's been a fun little journey.
That's cool.
Yeah.
You want to tell us kind of
Sure.
what it's
Yeah.
about?
Yeah. So it's about growing up in Fort Morgan. I've lived here my whole life.
Colorado.
Hell yeah. We had a house. It was actually on Lake Street. I have had people ask me that. And we moved into this house, and I don't know how much detail I want to give. But anyways, right when we moved in, things started happening in this house. And it was always kind of one of those deals where it was like, is it your head playing tricks on you? Like my sister said, she goes, I feel like you always tried to make friends with it in your head. Be like, well, that was weird, but let's justify it by thinking this or that.
Right.
So things like money would be missing, food was missing. Clearly, like somebody had been sleeping in the bed. One part that I left out that I was like, oh man, that part creeped me out is like back in the day, the TV, how you would have a TV and if you'd watch it for a while, the TV would be hot.
Right.
So we'd come home from like a long day and we hadn't been home. turn on the TV, but it was like hot.
Because the tube was warm. Yeah.
Yeah, the TV was warm.
Yeah.
Weird things were happening. And then I think maybe the creepiest one is that my sister's room, where this cubby door was, where the commotion came, she had 2 little nightstands beside her bed. And she had like knick-knack stuff on it. And so she would wake up in the morning and she would have just like trinkets and stuff, and they would be on the floor in the same exact way. So she'd come to like me and Paula and be like, you guys, why are you playing these tricks on me? Because we were all getting scared. And we'd be like, we're not doing it.
Right.
So, and like we would even try to like sleep with each other. Like Paula and I were always been chickens. But then Wendy would be like, okay, I'm going to sleep with you guys and see if it happens. And
Right.
it would happen. So like we knew it wasn't each other. So long story short.
Don't give away what it is.
Okay, I'm not.
We'll
Let's
The
not.
nightstand thing is what freaked me out.
Yeah.
That's
Same.
the creepiest.
So what was happening in the house? If you want to hear it one more time, where can they find
Radio
it?
rental is
Okay.
what it's called.
And you can find that on any podcast platform, I'm sure. And it's episode
11.
of
It's called
Season
While
2?
You Were Sleeping.
While
Yeah,
You Were-
Well, it's
season
just
2.
episode 11. They start with 1. It's like 1
you're
through
right.
9.
You're right.
Okay.
Or 1 through 8. Then there's their first season rewind. And then season 2 picks up with, I think,
Okay.
episode
I
10.
think like one thing that like when I talked about my sister and I, we'd lay in bed and we could hear like noises, and they kind of put them. What do I want to say? When they produced it, and they kind of put that back talk to it, that was creepy.
Yeah, no, I've listened to quite a few of the episodes,
Yeah.
and there's been 1 or 2. I don't know if I get creeped out a lot, but it gives you like
that uneasy
yeah,
feeling.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great podcast.
It is a great pod. I mean, Payne Lindsay, he does a great job.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, not as good as you guys.
Dun, dun,
Yeah.
Well, we're here to hear other stories that you came up with. So, 3 stories Dencia has brought. 2 are true. 1 is fake. 1 is false. Before we get started, I'm going to ask you this: the story that is not true, is it made up or borrowed?
It's made up.
It's fiction.
It's completely fiction.
Amazing. That's awesome. That's
You were the first one to have done that, by the way.
Yeah.
Really?
Well, no. Is
I
she?
think so.
Maybe you're right.
Because everything else was either borrowed or something was
Oh,
changed.
yeah. No, that's great. No, it's completely made up.
I think. Yeah. Okay. Well, I got to pick. Do you want to go ahead and take first shot at it, Adam? I did last time. We paper rock scissors to see it last week, and I thought it threw me off not having Adam here. You know what I'm saying? Like we've done this. So
Who is this guy?
yeah. Matt was great, but
Yeah.
You want me to pick first? You want to
No,
pick first?
I'll pick first, but it's just like you said. All the names of these things are
Before
great.
we go on, the 3 stories are called Salt and Pepper Surprise.
Peppa.
Oh, I'm sorry, Salt and Pepper Surprise. Okay.
Yeah.
Accidentally delivered a baby and up shit creek without a paddle are the 3 stories we're going to listen to today. So,
Yeah.
Adam, what do you want to hear first?
I'm going to go with Salt and Peppa Surprise, just because I wanted to say Peppa.
Push it real good.
Yeah. Like, you know better than that. Did you really think it was Pepper?
I don't know. I only know how to spell surprise from watching porn. I'll tell you that right now. Just thought I'd throw that out. I don't know why that thought came in my head.
Really surprised
I'm
in
just,
porn?
I'm just joking, Mom.
Okay, yeah.
That's wrong.
I've heard about it.
It autofills.
Okay. Okay, so you guys are actually, you know my friend, Chelsea Schrader.
Yeah.
Okay, and you know that she is a concert promoter. That's what she does. So she got into it, I don't even know, like maybe 5 years ago or so. And they've actually done really well. They do bobstock, her and her boyfriend, and they've gotten some good clients. Like they have Vanilla Ice. They've gotten some good country bands, and one of their clients is Salt and Peppa.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, it's like they've gotten really close with them. It's pretty cool to hear their stories or whatever. So it was my birthday, which you know is a big deal to me.
Right.
And I've always said, like, I think this is cool. Like, I want to see Salt and Peppa. So Salt and Peppa had a gig out in Vegas at the Paris.
Cool.
So she's like, it's right around the time of your birthday. So if you want, you can fly out with me like a Friday to a Sunday, super quick trip. And you can go to the show. I have backstage passes. You can go to a meet and greet. It'll be super fun. Hell yeah, I'll go. It's
Right.
a free trip, right?
Sure.
So we fly out there and we stay at the Paris. The concert's that night. Needless to say, if you know us, we went to the pool that day and started drinking.
You were drinking alcohol?
Yeah, I know. It was weird. It was super hot. You know,
Wow.
it was hot
I
that
guess
day.
since it was Vegas, that's just a weird.
Yeah,
I think this might be the Bullhucker right now. That might be.
Vegas.
Yeah.
That's weird. So yeah, we'd been drinking all day, and we're getting pretty drunk. No sunscreen, okay? No sunscreen. Because it's like, oh, I didn't think it was that hot, but it was hot.
Right.
Drink. No sunscreen. So before we know, it's like, crap, we have got to go. She's got to get ready for the show. We got to go get ready. And I'm fried. Like,
Oh, no.
so red. Yeah, I'm so red. And I'm like already feeling it. Like, you know, you can like feel the heat coming off your skin.
Right.
Like, oh, shit, this is going to hurt. She's like, drink a water. Have one more beer, you're going to be good. She has to take off. She has to get to the show because they're doing all the pre-checks or whatever it is.
Sure.
So I was like, okay, so I'll meet you. I am so miserable. Like, I can already feel it. And kind of coming down off the drunk. And then, like, for me, I'm getting tired. Like, that's how I am. If you don't keep going, go to sleep.
Right.
Like,
Right.
that's the best thing you can do.
Right.
So I was like, oh, God, I don't know if I have it in me. So she's like, are you coming? You need to get down here. The show's going to start. Get down here. Blah, blah, blah. So I was like, yeah, okay. But my sunburn, you guys, is hurting so bad. Like, I had a super cute outfit I was going to put on, and then I was like, I can't even do it.
Like what degree is sunburn? Like,
I don't even know. 1 million? Is that an
Yeah,
option? Yeah.
where taking a shower is the scariest thing possibly to do.
Yeah, like I feel it already. Like we're just a few hours in
Oh, no.
and I can feel it. So I just put on like a baggy t-shirt, baggy shorts, because what I was going to wear is not going to work, right?
Like 90s grunge look or what?
Yeah, like
love
some
it.
kind of cute, you know, like,
Yeah.
hey, don't completely look like an asshole when you go to a salt and pepper show. But I can't do it.
Right.
So I go. And it's kind of fun, like seeing how everything goes, right? They're setting up the show and everything, so that's pretty cool. And it's exciting. Like, you're backstage at this show, 7,000 people. This show can bring in like, they're kind of still a big deal, right?
Well, of course they are, yeah.
Yeah, yes, exactly. So I'm going and I'm just like, I don't know if I'm not feeling it. I can feel the sunburn coming on. I'm feeling even more shittier. Is that a word? And so they start drinking water. And I can feel it. The show opens. They open with Shoop, which is one of the best songs ever. Yeah, they still got it. Like, they're our age, but they still got it, right? So they open, kind of fun, show's going on. I'm feeling sick. I'm just like, I don't know if I can do it. So I'm going to sneak out because I was just like, what's been fun? It's ran its course. I feel like crap. I'm getting old. So I'm going to like sneak away and I'm like leaving towards the door and I hear her, she's like, dance, where are you going? And I was like, crap. So I like turned and I was like, hey, she's like, no, come back. And I was like, dude, I don't know if I can do it. I feel like physically sick. I'm so sunburnt. I'm not drunk anymore.
Right.
Like, this isn't
Right.
fun for me. Like, it's cool. This is awesome.
Right.
We'll do it again.
Right.
You know, they're your client. She's like, no. You got to come back. You got to come back. So I was like, okay. And I'm trying to be, because I know she's put a lot of work into this, right?
Sure,
I don't
sure.
want to be that asshole. So we go on back and she's like, come on. Pulls me out on stage. Onto stage. There's her friend Salt and Peppa. And they're like, hey, sing happy birthday in front of everybody. And I'm like, thankfully pretty sunburnt, because if you guys know, I get naturally red when I get embarrassed, and I could like feel myself heating up even more. But I'm just like, oh my God, like looking around, but like kind of can't grasp in what's taking.
Right.
And like real awkward, like, this is weird. They sing it, and I can tell she's like super excited with freaking Salt and Peppa on stage, and I was like, okay. I'm like, leave. So awkward.
Hey,
Ruined
Chelsea,
my moment.
your red Fred sucks.
Brought the lobster. And I get off, and she's like, was it cool? And I was like, yeah, it was cool. But like, to this day, I'm sad I didn't soak in that moment more.
Right.
I let it just go whoop.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Like I could have, we know it's a push it dance. Like, it could have been such a cool moment.
Right.
And I totally fucked it up.
What's your favorite Salt and Pepper song?
Push it by far.
Push it? Okay.
Yeah. But although Chelsea can rap, it's none of your business. Like, nobody's business.
Really?
Oh yeah, she can rap it like really good.
We were seniors in high school. That the album came out. The with Shoop and What a Man and all. Yeah, that was huge back then, man.
Yeah.
Salt and Pepper's great, man.
Salt and Pepper is great. And unfortunately, she's just talking. She doesn't think they're going to do any more shows.
Really? That's going to happen a lot now. I think this COVID thing's going to... Is it because of the COVID thing?
Yeah, because of COVID.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see.
But see, like, Salt's got her shit together. Peppa, not so much.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They tell great stories about being on tour with them and how polar opposites they really are.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. Huh. It's interesting to know.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you think?
I don't know.
All right. I like the shit eating grin you have. So. All right. That's a good story, Dance. I'm into it.
Yeah. It's
Trying
great.
to read you, but we'll see. So my turn to pick, and I'm going to take the accidentally delivered a baby. Because when you told me that, I was writing it down. I started laughing right away. Like,
Oh, okay. So my senior year of high school, 1990, I got pregnant, right? Whoops. Which everybody's like, whoa. And I'm like, hey, I just got caught. Okay, we were all doing it. I got caught.
Yeah.
So I decide I need a future, right? Because I'm going to have a baby. Sure. So I'm going to take this class through the college, HOSA, okay? It's called HOSA, but it sounds kind of scandalous. But it stood for Health Occupation Students of America.
Right.
And if you do this class, you can become a CNA. And oddly enough, Marshall Unrein was in this class with me. Okay. So he did something with himself.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
He finished. Good job, Marshall.
Yeah, good job. Yeah. Bravo. So
slow clap for Marshall.
Yeah. So at the end of the class, you do your hours in a hospital and a nursing home. You get to break up the hours.
Okay.
So I was in the hospital doing my hours. And the nurse that was in there, I was in the OB, oddly enough. Her name was Marcia. And I was getting ready to leave for the day, go back to school, high school. And she's like, hey, this gal just came in and she's in labor. And I've had her before as a patient. It's her third baby. She does really well. Do you want to stay?
How pregnant are you during this?
I'm like 7 months pregnant.
Okay.
But dumb enough to not know that might be a little weird.
Okay.
All
right.
She's like, all I heard, do you want to get out of school and watch a baby? And I was like, yeah, I'll get out of school. Yeah.
Do I look like I make good decisions, ma'am? Of course, I'll stick around.
Hello. No, just kidding. So, yeah, I want to say, she says, yeah, this is her third baby. I've had her other one. She does really well. This will be fun for you to see. So I said, okay. So we go in and she introduces me to the lady and gets her okay for me to watch. And the lady's like, oh, yeah, that's fine. This lady goes from 0 to 60 in the laboring process, right? And she was like super cool the whole time. And then all of a sudden, it's like her head spin. And she got possessed. And she was like talking like this. And she was mad at her husband. She's like, I fucking hate you. It hurts. And I was like, oh, I'm freaking out. And I'm like literally just watching her. And I was like, said, I'll never forget, does it hurt? And she's like, what do you think? Of course it hurts.
My vagina's on fire right now.
Yes.
You're going to pay.
Yeah. You'll never have sex again. And I was like, oh my God. Like literally I could feel my eyes welling up with tears. And I was like, whoa. So the nurse checks her and she's like, wow, she's really dilating. So she calls Dr. Kruglet. He's at Valley View. They had a crisis with an old person and he can't get there right away. So he's like, just hold off. Tell her to hold off. Don't push. So it's just her and I, right? And so I'm in there with her and I'm taking vitals because that's all I know how to do. I'm not even a real CNA.
Right.
And so she says,
you're a statistician.
Yeah. I'm a wannabe. Yeah. I'm like, would you like surgery? So I swear every time she says, don't push, the lady pushes. She's like, ugh. And I could tell the nurse is getting nervous because she could see this baby coming.
Right.
And she's like, please don't push, don't push. And this lady is bearing down and she's pushing. And I'm like, can I go back to school, please?
English lit doesn't seem that bad now, does it?
Well, I messed up. I want to go to school. And don't come. She knows Dr. Kruglet's not coming. Pretty soon she gets down. I can see the baby coming. The nurse knows this baby is coming. And she looks at me, we need to deliver this baby. And I was like, what?
What's this wee shit?
Yeah. Who's here? I thought you said the doctor wasn't here.
Right.
And she's like, yeah, we need to do it. And I was like, oh my God. And I could just like feel my hand shaking. And she gets down and this lady, don't push. She finally pushes. The baby pops out and the nurse's hands are just shaking, right? She's so scared.
Right.
And she's like this and the lady's like, and she catches the baby and I could tell she was nervous because it's until she's trying to like get the baby to breathe and do it. And so she's having me do things.
Right.
And then the lady keeps pushing because if you know anything about having a baby,
I don't.
placenta comes after the baby.
Awesome.
Okay, that happens. That's a thing.
You have to
and
have
it's
that.
the same feeling. You need to deliver it.
Oh.
I didn't know it. Okay, so she says, Dencia, grab that bucket. You need to catch the placenta. I was like, what? You know I'm not a real nurse, right?
I'm 16, lady.
You're a janitor now.
Yeah, but I grabbed it, and she's like, just stand there, because she's still trying to get the baby to, like, breathe and cry in this. And so I went there, and I kind of, like, closed my eyes. I didn't know what I was catching, but the lady delivered it. The placenta came, and I just, like, this, and I could feel it, like, splatter all over me, and I looked, and I was like, "Bleh."
It's in my mouth. It's in my mouth. Oh, good Lord, it's in my mouth.
Oh, my God, I don't want to have a baby anymore.
Chloe, you're so lucky to be here
Oh.
right now.
Seriously, that was traumatic. I caught it. She has the baby crying just then, and I look up. Here comes Dr. Kruglet, and he's gloving, and he was like, what happened? I thought I told you guys to wait.
Yeah.
And the nurse was like, she wasn't waiting.
Tell her that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, can somebody please take this from me? Yeah.
Do you know who the lady is to this day or no?
I don't know who she is.
So you don't know that baby.
I'm sure it's fine. I want to believe it's fine.
The baby's fine.
The
but
baby's fine because I came back the next day, and I was like, hey, remember when we delivered that baby yesterday? Can I please pass the class?
I filled a bucket with placenta. I don't ever want to do that again. So
Yeah.
That'd be cool to see that baby now, though. Just to let them know, like, I was there when you were born. Like,
Right? I should
Yeah.
ask. The nurse
Yeah.
still lives in town. I should ask her. Remember that?
I got pregnant as a child, and I was forced to do this against my will. Instead of being in history, passing notes with people, I had to come watch
Yeah.
you be born, by the way.
And then oddly enough, I had more.
After Chloe, you're like, that's not so bad.
Yeah. Placenta shementa.
It's not so bad on this side of the cloth.
Yeah, you got 5 kids.
I do have 5.
So there's probably someone that had to hold a bucket to you. I don't know. I was like, it's like,
I'm
you know
sorry
what?
to that person.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like pay it backwards kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
it's the circle of life, guys.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. I kind of believe that story a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's an old school Dr. Kruglet. That's an old school call out. That's a good reference.
You like it?
He delivered Harley.
Yeah.
Did he really?
So it must be true.
It must be.
Who delivered Brindley?
Dr. Soriano.
Okay.
Are you one of those guys that knows like how much they weighed and the time and everything?
9:02 p.m.
Overachiever.
I'm 9 something at night. For my birthday every year, I don't get presents. I get grief because I came out breech and yeah.
Weren't you really big?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Mom has to tell me the story that I don't want to hear. I can tell the story nowadays because I've heard it so many times. You know what I mean? She's like, and here he came in breech. And then she always tells people, because I came out butt first, that they thought I was blonde, right? And I had to tell
You're
her,
Swedish.
like, Mom, yeah, but quit telling that story, Mom, because it makes you look like a hoochie. You know what I'm saying? Like,
And you were
is-
smiling, a
is
big
there-
smile.
is there a chance I was blonde, Mom? Because you know what I mean? Like, because my Mexican father would have been in the break room.
That
like
would have
going,
been weird. Yeah.
He's blonde. Thank you, Jesus. Not mine. Peace. You know?
It could have been way back, though.
Yeah.
I mean, it's possible.
That's true. But yeah.
Redhead would be even worse.
Yeah. Redhead. Redheads.
Gingers.
Okay.
Great. We're going to get hate mail.
Yeah, sorry.
Well, so far, Dencia, you've not disappointed. So,
All right.
Last story.
So I guess that leaves me up shit creek without a paddle.
Yeah. So this one can be a little bit funny, a little bit traumatizing. Like it's a mixture of everything.
Like catch the placenta traumatizing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Catching placenta without a
exactly.
bucket. That's what that would be.
I'm like filling it and being like, okay. So my sisters, Wendy and Paula, they're just a year apart, but they actually hated each other in school. Like, so Wendy was a senior, Paula was a junior. They hated each other so much that they shared a car, but they wouldn't even drive to school together. So one would take the car one week and one would take the car the next week type of deal. I mean, they just didn't like each other. People didn't even know they were sisters, okay?
Really?
Yeah. Isn't that funny?
Oh, you get along so well now. I would have never guessed that.
For sure. Paula was super prissy. She'd always been a priss.
Really?
Paula was actually the snow queen.
Really?
Just ask her. She never let us live it down. So yeah,
What is the Snow Queen? Like Frozen or what's that about?
she rode in like the parade,
Oh.
the Christmas parade,
Is
and
this-
just looked like a super big diva.
Is it a big deal?
It was a big deal.
Okay.
To her it is.
I mean, like this is 86, okay?
All right.
Okay. So anyways, that's just to know how much my sisters didn't like each other at the time. Paula's super big diva, always was like, had the perfect hair and just had to look nice the whole time. I was never in high school with them. So when I was in 8th, 7th grade, they were in, 11th, 12th grade. My grandparents lived in Canyon City. And so we'd go up there and visit them, and we'd always go to this river and walk across it and wade and just do all sorts of things. So we were there for a family reunion, and we have a cousin, 2 cousins actually, that are deaf. And so they went with us. But he was like super, what do I want to say? Smart, like just using his other senses. Like he was a Boy Scout, our cousin,
Okay.
and he just knew all of these cool Boy Scouty things, right?
But I think when you lose a sense, that's pretty normal, isn't it? To your other senses
the other
become
ones.
I think
enhanced?
so.
think
Yeah,
that'd be
yeah.
pretty-
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And just be more like aware.
Yeah,
Okay.
right.
So anyway, so we were there for a family reunion. So that cousin was there. And Paula had brought a boyfriend at the time. He was kind of a douchebag, okay? He was just this guy. So we all went to the river and we were going to go wading across the river. And the cousin, our deaf cousin, he went off and he was going to go fishing. And Paula's boyfriend, he was going to go back to his pickup and just like listen to music or whatever because he didn't really care about nature, I guess.
Right.
So we were all just like messing around in the river and we had joined hands. And we would start walking across the river just to mess, I don't know, kill time or whatever.
Right.
And then we got to the point where we were getting kind of cocky. So we would go and then we'd like let go of one and she would walk across, let go of one, they would walk across and so on and so forth. Why? I don't know. Just being dumb, I guess.
Right.
So we had done this for quite some time and we were doing this and Paula went first and we let go and she like stepped on a rock and kind of like slipped and the current caught her and she went into the river. And me and Wendy were like super scared because like we could see she was going. But the best part of this story that we laugh about is that she was like being fought by the current, but she didn't want to like get her hair wet. So she was like kept trying to like pull her head up out of the water, like I don't want to drown and I want to look cute if I do. So she was like doing that.
And when all Wendy can think of is no more sharing the car for me.
Yes, exactly. That's what I thought.
Right.
But oddly enough, like Wendy saw her and I saw her and Wendy's decides she's going to go after her. And so Wendy lets go and she starts swimming after her, which obviously didn't go real well because the current starts taking her under.
Oh, shit.
And I can see she's like twirling in the river. And so then I'm kind of like still scared, but then in my head I'm thinking, well, shit, like if Wendy went after Paula and she super hates her if I don't go after them, that's going to make me the asshole of the sisters.
Right.
What do I do? What do I do? Do I want to be the lone survivor if they all die?
Being an only child was pretty awesome. I'm not going to lie to you. So
Right, but do I really want to go out like that? Like everybody being like, wait, you saw them all going down and you never tried to save them?
yeah, I mean, yeah, threw a stick at him. You know what I mean? Or whatever.
Well, hindsight.
Hindsight.
Yeah, exactly.
Wendy, Paula, you're lucky I wasn't your sister. Because I'd have been like,
Yeah.
Christmas just got a whole lot better for
You
this
start
guy.
moonwalking out of the river.
That's right. That's right.
Bye.
Peace out, G.
Oh, let me know when you get there.
Just kidding you two. I love you both. I would have went in after you.
So anyway, so I decided, well, it's my turn. Clearly Wendy's not going to save her.
Right.
So I decided I'm gonna jump in and save her too, which I did not.
Are you a good swimmer or no?
No.
Okay.
I don't know how to swim. I don't know how to dive. I don't know any of it. But I thought for sure I was going to save him.
Right.
All three of us, for real, are twirling around in this river. You know, it's kicking our ass. And I knew this was our death. This is how we die, you know.
This
And
is
Paula's still like trying not to get her hair wet. Wendy's just fighting for her life. And I'm like, oh, why did I do this? And we went quite a ways. And we're like screaming for Paula's boyfriend, you know, to come save us.
Right.
He's not that far in the pickup, really.
Right.
The deaf cousin he's deaf. Like, he can't hear us screaming. Okay.
Screaming so loud that the deaf cousin heard you.
Yeah. Right.
Yes,
Right.
it
Right.
shook the earth.
Right.
Oddly enough, for whatever reason, he did come back to check on us, and he saw us, and he had enough sense. He kind of didn't try to go right into where we were and do the dumb thing that we were and pull us out. He went down the river right before the barbed wire fence where it stopped, and found things and pulled us out one by one and got us out. I mean, I feel like maybe Paula was super close to the barbed wire fence, but she didn't get it. But I mean, it was like we got out choking,
Wow.
puking up water. But the best part of the story is then we get back and we're all crying. I love you. I do too. I can't believe this happened. But Paula's boyfriend's like, what happened to you guys? And we're like, we almost died. It was so scary. And he's like, well, you can't ride in my pickup like that. He made us ride in the back on the way back because we were all wet. Yeah. Yeah.
I gotta be honest. Listening to that story, you know what I like the most? The boyfriend. Good for him. Good for him. I don't know who
clap.
you're dating. I don't know.
Slow
you know.
clap. Yeah.
I'm sure Ray's great and all, Paula, but I can't that dude.
Yeah. Yeah, he went far in life, I'm sure.
He treated you guys like a wet dog. I love it.
Yeah. And we were all cold sitting in the back going back. And then, of course, by the time we got back home, they hated each other again.
When-
Yeah. Yeah. I should have let you die.
Can you tell me the boyfriend's name? Do you remember his name?
Yeah.
Is he local? Is he still here?
I don't think so, but I don't know. I don't want to say it just in case.
Give me some initials.
D. He was from Wiggins. A.
Duh.
Da boyfriend.
All right.
Yeah, da boyfriend. So,
Okay.
yeah,
All
those
right.
are my stories, guys.
You know what? Pretty good. What do you think?
I think I have a front runner.
You do?
I think so.
I do too. Yeah, I think. I don't know. But we're gonna wrap this up.
All right.
Dencia, this
Yeah.
episode. Those are great stories. I like them, and
Okay.
they lived up to the hype. I gotta say, eventually Adam and I are gonna be in that chair
Oh, I can't wait.
for like the 25th, maybe 50th episode,
Yeah.
or whatever. So we'll be the ones doing the bullhucking, right? But
Uh-huh.
I think writing the titles has got to be the funnest part of the
I
story.
agree. You're going to come up with a fun title.
I think
yeah.
the fun title is. What's your funnest title so far? Do you think?
I can't even remember.
Remember, Mom?
I don't even remember those without looking at the paper,
Oh, really?
dude.
I think Sean's, like I told you earlier, the Alex and the Junior College Overdose is a great title, you know, because you listen to it and you're like, I want to hear that story.
Yeah.
All 40 minutes of it, Sean. All 40 minutes of it. God
Yeah.
bless you.
It was a long story, but
Yeah,
a good story.
It was a good story.
Yeah.
It was a great story.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we're going to go ahead and wrap this up with Dencia Kudron.
All right.
Thank you for coming on,
Thank you for
Dencia.
having me, guys. It was fun.
If you want to check out the Bullhucker, you can find us on the bullhucker.com. We're on Twitter. I almost said MySpace. I tried to get on MySpace. That's a done deal, apparently.
It's going to come back. They reboot everything else. So
Twitter, Facebook, and we're on Instagram. You can also find this podcast on all platforms. What do you listen to it on, Dencia?
I listen to Apple. Just
Yeah,
Apple.
iTunes?
Yeah, iTunes. Yeah.
Apple Podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But actually, our biggest is Google. Google Chromecast is the
Really?
Yeah, it's the most downloads come from. So thank you if you're on any of them. Spotify, Stitcher, Podbean, whatever you want.
Yeah.
Check us out, or on YouTube. And the fun part, we're going to get people to do this. When I put this on Facebook, below on the comments, tell us which one you think is the Bullhucker.
Yeah.
See if you can pick Dencia out. That's the fun part. No one's really
That
got
is
into that
fun.
yet. But we're going to get people doing it. So, some people have talked to me about this. The Josh Finley one was talked about a lot, and everybody got it wrong.
Really?
Everybody picked the celery. Everybody I talked to was like, it's got to be the celery. Your stepdad,
Yep.
that was the celery. So it'll be fun. So please leave a comment. See which one Dencia, so we can kind of watch it.
I
and
would
we
love
can-
to see it. Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be fun. So anyway, I'm Moose Lundstrom,
I'm Adam Bogey.
and thank you, Dencia Kudron.
Thanks for having me.
See you next episode.